Quick video with some thoughts about the ONVO sub-brand launch by NIO and what I think until today is the best thing that I've heard about this launch event so far. And it's not the price, it's not the design of the car, it's not that it's battery swappable, it's not that they have more efficiency or even more efficiency than the Tesla Model Y, what they claim. We will see all of that having an effect possibly on the consumer when we get actual delivery numbers. That is some far time out. Currently that's not the case. All we got are some rumors about pre-orders, but I won't even go there and speculate about it because I think that's actual nonsense. But what I find most bullish currently about this launch and the most interesting data point is that we have a little interview with the new head of ONVO and Li Bin, and what they said here is, and I quote, "Let me inform you that during the launch and release of the Ledao brand, so that's ONVO in Chinese, Weilai's orders, so that's NIO's orders, have been good in the past 2 days." So I mentioned before that I don't have too high expectations on the immediate impact of the ONVO brand sales, and that overall I'm still looking at the main growth point for the NIO branded cars. And these expectations are baked into my new business model case for NIO, and that has some lower or more conservative expectations for the coming years or months. And that's mainly also because of the fact that I was worried that there might be some sort of a cannibalization effect between the brands. It could be that we're now looking at ONVO car and all of its benefits and value propositions and the way it's launched at a low price point and so on, that people are just not seeing as much value in the existing NIO offering anymore. So meaning some people that already are aware about NIO cars might actually just decide to go for a for an ONVO branded car instead of a NIO branded car, simply because it has a great value offering and at a lower price, and it's somewhat definitely by the same company and somewhat in a similar design, right? There are just very gradual differences, and the question is whether or not they have made enough of a differentiation in positioning and the product design in order that it's becoming clear for consumers whether they go for ONVO or for NIO. So having the first, I would say, confirmation based on a couple of days of order flow, based on an official statement by NIO executives here, that the NIO brand has not been impacted by the launch so far, I think that is very good. Because as I mentioned in my previous videos, we are just on a run in terms of trajectory of the NIO deliveries and weeklies and so on. And I want that to continue. We're actually getting out of the difficult time now of Q2. Q3 and Q4 should naturally be much better in a cyclical way. And we don't want this to be stopped out by people waiting for the ONVO car and making a hold on their NIO purchases. That would be bad. NIO has to manage this very fine line between a cannibalization effect by launching new products and also the Osborn effect, which basically is that people are holding off their current orders because they think they have a soon outdated product. And that could happen especially in China, where people are buying cars like phones. And so if that's not the case, I think that's major bullish about the NIO ONVO brand launch, and that hopefully holds true going forward. That means that they will be successful in venturing into all of these sub-brands, with Firefly also coming up next and ONVO also going to launch more models. If they are managing to build this means that they are kind of getting closer to finalizing or actually building the vision which they have outlined along the years, building something as big as a Toyota or a BYD or a Volkswagen in a sense. But I think, and that's also something else that I like to mention, NIO is something bigger than that. As I said in my previous video already, I think we not only depend on the success of these sub-brands, but rather on the success of the partnerships So all of those partners that will actually be launching their swappable models on the NIO platform and using the NIO multi-brand swap stations, that will be the true biggest catalyst, in my opinion, for NIO's stock, because this means that it's not only their serviceable market which can be served and kind of converted into discountable cash flows, future cash flows, but also that of other automakers. And that is also included in a new statement again about its internationalization efforts, which they said with Firefly upcoming, they will also looking for local partners overseas. So I like that again, that NIO is in this collaboration and partnership mode. I cannot stress this enough. I will tell you in every video going forward, because also as a Tesla investor, this differentiates this company again from Tesla, which is basically saying it's a winner takes all approach, and there can only be a Tesla, right? So it's very aggressive, and 30% of cars sold in the world are going to be Tesla. I think NIO is going a different route, which is basically saying, look, we have our own brands. They will achieve a certain volume. However, we don't only depend on that. We're also gonna sell through the others, literally, and that's I think important to me from an investor's perspective, because I'm also not looking for a Tesla copycat to invest in, to be honest. So these are some positive takeaways from the ONVO brand launch, in my opinion. That doesn't make me necessarily more bullish on the short-term effects on the sales numbers of this brand, but stay tuned once I dive deeper into what the actual car has to offer and how I think this can compete in the market. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed that. See you in my next videos.